We have made it to day 21 of our 30-day fitness exercise challenge. And today is Sunday, and it is pretty much a rest day for us. But on this day, you can do some stretching to just help your body to stay flexible. So, we're going to do about maybe 15 minutes of stretching, 10 to 15 minutes. So, we're going to get started here. If you do not have a chair or a bench, I have a bench from my keyboard uh, area. So if you don't have a chair, pause the video, go get yourself a chair or a bench or something you can sit on because we will be doing some sitting exercises as we do our stretching today. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is just stretch, spread your legs apart, and we're just going to stretch our sides. So you just bring your hand over. We're going to stay there for maybe 10 seconds. Then we're going to go to the other side and hold it for about 10 seconds. Okay, that is stretching your sides. You're getting some stretch in your arms while you're doing that stretch. The next stretch, you're just going to bend down and just go as close to the floor as you can without straining. We're going to hold that for about 10 seconds. So let's just bend down. Okay, and come back up. All right, now the next thing we're just going to close our legs this time, and we're going to do the same bend. Bend down once again. It's going to use a different set of muscles when you do it this way. So just close your legs, but keep it far enough apart where you don't lose your balance, okay? So let's just bend down. Come on back up. All right. So next thing we're going to do is put our hands behind our back. We're going to clasp our fingers together. We're just going to stretch back as far as you can. So I'm going to turn back facing the camera, but I'm stretching backward as far as I can. So we're stretching the shoulders and the arms and holding your core anytime you're doing your exercises that are pretty slow like this. So hold in your core. We're going to count to 10. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, next thing, open your legs a little bit, feet apart. We're just going to reach for the sky. So reach up as far as you can and stretch those arms, and you'll get some exercise in the shoulders too. So let's just stretch for about 10 seconds. Okay, and bring your arms back down. So the next thing that we're going to do is take your legs and you're going to do a lunge, but just do it gently. Don't go too far. You'll get some stretching in the back of your legs and you'll get some stretching in your quads and also your calves. You feel these muscles getting stretched. So just lean forward for about 10 seconds. Okay. So we're going to turn the other way. Do try to keep your balance. I know it can be a little difficult keeping your balance, but however you need to place your feet to keep your balance, do that, okay? So if you need to put your foot a little bit further backwards and just kind of lean on your quad and just, we're going to count to 10. So do a little lunge and stretch for about 10 seconds. Here we go. Okay, now come back up. All right, so now what we're going to do is sit down and you sit on your bench or your chair, whatever you have. And what we're going to do is just take our hand and reach over to the other side and just hold that for about 10 seconds and you'll feel the stretching in this part of your body and your arm. So let's count to 10. That was a silent count. Okay. So we're going to reach over to the other side and stretch this side of your body. We're going to do about 10 seconds here. Okay, relax. While we're doing these stretches, be sure to breathe in gently and outwards gently as you're doing them. Don't hold your breath, but make sure you're breathing in and out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to do some calf raises while we're seated. So we're going to raise our calves for about 10 seconds. So let's raise our calves. You just lift them up off the floor, and that's a stretch for your calf muscles. You're raising your feet up off the floor, and you're flexing your ankles, and your calves are getting a stretch. Okay, and then let them down. Then what we're going to do is raise our feet like this. You put your feet out, and then just raise your feet up off the floor, and just hold that for about 10 seconds. Can you see what I'm doing? Just raise your feet up off the floor. Your heels are on the floor still, but just raise them back, and you'll feel your shins. You feel these shins right here getting a stretch, and your ankles, of course, and your feet. So let's count to 10. Okay, that was another silent 10. I guess when I'm doing these stretches, I'm on the quiet side as far as counting. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we're just going to cross our leg over to the other side. You'll get a stretch in quite a bit of your leg and your toes. So this right toe will be up off the ground as you stretch across your body. Okay, so let's count to 10. Okay, bring your foot back over, and then you're gonna take the left foot and put it across the right and touch your toe down to the ground, but have it up off the ground. You'll be like you're on your tippy toe on the left foot. So let's just count 10 seconds. Actually, I'm doing it silently. So let's go to 10 seconds here. Okay, and then bring it back. The next thing that we're going to do is just take your arms and wrap them around yourself. Just you're giving yourself a nice hug and do it as tight as you can, but not too strong where it's going to be painful for you. So you're hugging yourself and you're stretching your back and your arms and you're feeling good because you're getting a hug, okay? So let's count to, we'll do a 10-second stretch on this one right now. So let's count to 10 in silence. Okay, you can let go now. All right, so the next thing we'll do is just put our hands behind our back. We're not going to grab our hands, just stretch them out to the sides behind your back. Okay, so we're going to count to 10. We do 10 seconds here. So I'm going to count to 10 silently. Okay. All right, so while we're seated, we're going to stretch our hands. So you basically just put your hands out in front of you and stretch your fingers as far as you can. This will help with the flexibility of your fingers and it'll feel good afterwards. Okay, so let's just open our hands and stretch the fingers. We will do this for about 10 seconds. So let's start now. All right, so turn your hands over. And what we're going to do is just push the hands downward as far as you can. Your arms or elbows are bent. And just put your hands down. So this is another stretch for your hands. So just push them down and have them open, the fingers open. We're going to do this for about 10 seconds. So let's count to 10 silently again. Okay. All right, so we've done that. And so we're going to stand back up. And I want us to do a side stretch. We're going to open our out like this. We're going to lean to the left. Just lean. We're not going to turn the body, just lean the body to the left. We're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. So let's get started. Okay, let's lean to the other side and we're going to count for 10 seconds as we stretch this way. Okay, we'll stand back up. All right, so let's get up on our tippy toes. If you can, well, let's sit back down because it'll be simpler to sit and do our tippy toes again. So we're just going to lift our feet up off the ground on our tippy toes and stretch the calves and the ankles and the feet. So we're going to count to 10 on this one again. This is a 10-second count silently. Okay, let's begin. All right, and while we're seated, let's go ahead and raise our elbows, our hands up and our elbows pointed outwards, hands towards our chest. So we're just going to and actually pull your elbows back a bit, pretty much straight out from your body. We're going to count to 10 on this stretch. So you're stretching, you feel here, and you feel this stretched. So let's do this for about 10 seconds. Elbows pointed outwards, arms about straight back out from your shoulders. So let's count to 10. Okay, you can relax. And then what we'll do is raise our hands above our heads while we're seated. We're just going to reach for the sky. Stretch those arms as best you can, not overdoing it though. Do it gently, but do it strong. So you're reaching up for the sky. We're going to count. Do a 10-second stretch like this, okay? Let's get started. Okay, you can relax your arms. So, as we have reached this 21st day, this is a milestone in our exercise program, and we're grateful that you have joined us for all of these exercises and days that we have been going forward together. And I hope that you continue to enjoy the time that we spend and get with your family. In fact, today is a good day to spend time with your family, whether it's talking to them if they're not where you live. You can call them. I encourage you to call and talk rather than just texting and using social media because we need to talk and touch each other. So I believe that as we go forward, we will see more of this interaction with our families. Love your family, and they will love you back, okay? God bless you. I love you.